When you scroll through Instagram these days, you see loads of physiques, 6% body fat, veins everywhere, lean year round, and you start to believe that this is what a lean physique looks like. But here's what social media doesn't show you. Those guys are either genetically blessed, prepping for a bodybuilding show, more often than not using steroids, and posting photos of their lean physique all year that they took within, a matter of weeks during their prep or when they were shredded. And so it's not a realistic image of what you can actually achieve and then also maintain. Now in this video, I'll show you my transformation that I did these last 12 weeks where I tried to get as lean as possible while still feeling good. And I managed to go from 87 kgs down to 79 kgs. And at this stage, I'm around 8% body fat. And then I'll tell you why I immediately went back up to 9-10% and why this has been life-changing for my physique. Now, I've been in the fitness industry for over a decade, which means I've contributed to the problem I'm about to expose. You see, social media has warped our perception of reality, of what a healthy physique looks like, right? And it's just completely changed over the years even more. You see this every day, your brain starts thinking that it's normal, but really it is not. And I've come to that realization a while ago. Once I got lean for the first time, I didn't have this crazy lean physique, saw my abs popping out for the first time, and I looked incredible. I went to the beach, took my shirt off, went to festivals, and really felt super confident, which I never felt before about my physique like that. And so people started giving me compliments, they started asking me, how did you do it? So that obviously led to also me starting my YouTube channel, Student Aesthetics, back in the day. Obviously most of the guys online were super big, had these massive muscles on steroids, so they looked completely different. I kind of looked skinny, people would call me skinny as well, but I decided to make that my superpower and show people how lean I could get, more lean than anyone else. And I did that, and over the years I kind of kept doing that. So first I had this first photo shoot when I was probably 21 years old, which really blew up my YouTube channel and my Instagram. It did really well. So it was all fun and games back then. It was really cool to do this for the first time. You're excited. And even though that photo shoot was difficult, it was still worth it doing it for my business, but also for myself. Later on, I started doing this more often, right? So I've done a men's health cover shoot, men's physique show, got second place, still kind of hurts. But I was definitely the leanest from most of the people I saw there on that show. And I just went to show that was kind of my superpower, and I really took that yo, this is what I can do really well, so I'm gonna just keep doing this. And I just kept doing it, and it started to slowly take a toll on me, all right? Getting lean that many times, you start to really suffer in terms of hunger, in terms of energy. And so at some stage when I was prepping for that men's physique show, I actually had to tell my business partners, I had to call them up the last 2 weeks, yo, I just can't think anymore. I can't work on a business right now because my mind just doesn't work. And it was the craziest thing ever. It was sort of like I was sick. And this is when I kind of started realizing for the first time, this stuff is kind of serious. This is not very normal, actually. It's pretty freaking crazy. So it started to slowly take a toll on me, just getting lean all the time. And that led to my testosterone also really crashing at some point. And this brings us to the year 2021 when I made a big decision. Back at this time, my testosterone was as low as an old male, literally, and it just came back test multiple months later, again and again. And I had all these symptoms of low energy, brain fog, no libido, no sex drive. It didn't come back, just feeling depressed overall. And so it just seemed like the solution, right? And so I decided to start TRT.
He's not natty anymore.
And in the beginning, it was the solution. I felt great on it. I didn't have all these problems anymore. I had more energy. I could sleep less. I could work harder. And I was really into this hustle culture back then. I had all this energy. I started working. And at some point, started sleeping maybe 5 hours a night. So 8 months later, I get a total burnout, physical and mental. I couldn't do anything anymore. I couldn't even go outside. I would get panic attacks right away. I started going to therapy. I started going to all these retreats, and I started really working on myself. And I started realizing that TRT was a big mistake, and it was just not taking care of the root cause, but just masking symptoms. I should have simply not gotten that lean the whole time, and I should have taken more rest from my work. I was a workaholic all day, every day, and I should have been focusing on my sleep, resting more, saying no to more things. So I decided to quit TRT, or at least try quitting, because it is a lifetime commitment. So there's a big chance your body's not able to produce testosterone by itself anymore. But I was lucky to recover within a period of about 16 to 20 weeks. By changing all these lifestyle factors, I was able to rely on my body again, like I am now, and able to kind of feel how you actually feel. And this is something I never did back in the day. I was not able to do. So the question started to kind of become, how lean can I get while still feeling good? And then I started reflecting on, the last decade of lifting and training, and also looking at other people. And I've had this aha moment. And before I get into it, just a quick message for those who speak Dutch. So I've just launched my new coaching program, which will give you everything you need to get in the best shape of your life. All right, you get personalized programs, you get the tools that you need inside our new Daily Wins app, which is next level, and the support from me and my team to get in the best shape of your life and always keep making progress. So there's a special offer going on right now, only for a few more days during launch week. So check it out. First link in the description box, and I can't wait to help you out. And the first realization is that genetics are everything. And I think they are downplayed by a lot of people. And that's what we see online too, like the natty or not discussions, all the forums where it seems like nobody can be natural, like every physique that is a little bit better than the average person is not natural. But I can tell you guys, I think the standard is way higher than what most people think. And I even have a hard time believing that sometimes, because I've been training for 15 years, very serious. I've never skipped more than 2 weeks. I've never taken like long breaks. I love this stuff, right? But still after 15 years, I don't look close to a lot of these guys, right? Even guys that I do believe are natural. It's something that I started realizing already when I was younger. So I was 17 years old. I've been training for 2 years. And there was this guy in my school and he starts joining a gym. Didn't take it that serious. I was going 6 days a week and I was tracking all my food, etc. I've been training for 2 years. This guy comes in 3 months, he looked better than me after I had been lifting for 2 years. And I just kind of saw it like around me in the gym and my friends from who I know 100% are natural. Even people that had never lifted a weight in their life before could already be looking better than someone who'd been lifting for 1 year simply because of the genetics. So let's take a physique like Joe Delaney. If you look at his physique, he had already great genetics when he was young, and his brother too. And so you can see that it's in the family. It is a genetic thing. And you can tell that even when they were young, they didn't really lift. They already had good physiques, six-pack, and this is something most guys growing up do not have. And so when you combine that with proper training, you're gonna look a lot different, and your potential is gonna be different. Not just in terms of building mass, in terms of putting muscle on your frame, but also in terms of how lean you can get, but more importantly, how lean you can stay. Look at Adeline X also. He is in his 40s. I do believe he's natural. He says he's not on TRT either. He's in his 40s and he's lean year round. I think he says he's at 6 or 7% body fat. It's unbelievable to be able to maintain that. There's also the component of body fat distribution. And this is one that I've realized makes a massive difference. An example here is Matt Does Fitness. He looks really insane, right? He's gone through a big drug test with more plates, more dates as well to show that he's natural. And I believe it. Like, he is so much bigger than I am. I'm like, would I ever be able to get there? And then you look at his brother's physique, his little brother, and it's like, no, this is just another level again of genetics. But what we see in their physique, in his physique specifically, is that his legs are actually not that lean, while his upper body is super lean. So you can also tell by his face on the photo. So his face is not completely chiseled, but his abs are freaking chiseled, his chest is popping out, his arms are super lean. But when you look at the legs, you don't see the lines like you do in my legs, for example. So my legs will get lean before my upper body, but it also means that my abs are kind of like a later point where I will lose fat. And for me, the body fat distribution is mostly on my back. So I'll get shredded on my entire body first before my back. But my back, you don't see that much on photos anyway. So I'm lucky there, and you may not be lucky in that sense. But I'm not lucky if you compare me to Matt Does Fitness and you see how not lean his legs are, and then they will make his upper body look way more lean. So he might be, I think he's tested it on a DEXA, and I believe it was 15.
16.9%.
While he just looks like he is 8% body fat. And next to that, I've come up with this theory, which I'll call the 1% rule. And no, it's not about getting 1% better every day. This is about the point of diminishing returns. And I believe, like, if I reflect on these last 10 years and every time I've gotten lean, I believe there is this point where your body fat changes with 1%, and that makes all the difference. Going to less energy, going to dropping your testosterone levels, not having the focus anymore, not having the strength in the gym anymore, so starting to see a decrease in the gym. And this is all about knowing when to stop. And I think that's what these guys have been doing really well, and I've never been able to do. So after my leanest point, this photo shoot, I had some pancakes, I enjoyed myself that day and the next day as well. And by this time, I already gained 2 kgs back, so I was back at 81 kgs, from which a lot of it is obviously water weight and bloat and glycogen being stored back into the muscle, so that's fine. Now, I got back on track. I didn't do a slow reverse diet because that's something I don't believe in. Then you'll keep feeling like shit and probably end up binging. So this is how previously in the past, after Men's Physique show, I gained almost 10 kgs in 2 weeks. So by now it's 2 weeks later. I've been at around 3,000 to 3,300 calories, which is around my maintenance. I grew a beard in the meantime. You can probably tell that my face has gained a little bit of weight again, which also is water weight, but I'm still looking pretty lean, but not as lean as during the shoot. So my current weight, and I'm feeling great right now, is between 81 and 82 kgs. So it kind of fluctuates. It's not the same weight every day. Like, I don't get mad if I weigh a little bit more tomorrow or a little bit less, you know, the other day, but it's not been like below 81 kgs at all. So that's really where I'm at. But let me know what you guys think. At the end of the day, a lot of this is just subjective. And I think it's very interesting that right now I'm able to enjoy myself, enjoy foods, and still feel good and still have good workout sessions because I'm also gaining strength again. So it does go to show that this is, for me, a healthy level of body fat. I think at some stage I should do a DEXA scan so we can actually see what my body fat percentage is. But I would estimate that I'm feeling good between 9 to 10% body fat. For me personally, I think the most important thing to understand here is that every body is different. And if you compare yourself to someone else and be like, yo, I want to look like that, and that's like your big goal to accomplish that, you will be disappointed at some stage because you're not going to look like someone else, right? You may end up looking way worse or even way better, could be too. But usually it's the way worse part because we only see the best physiques on the internet, on social media. So it only makes sense, right? Now, it's not just the genetics part, it's also, you know, the discipline part and the whole life of someone else that may not be the same as yours. You know, I'm going to be completely honest. I don't have as much discipline as Adley X does. I believe he only has one slice of carrot cake on his birthday the entire year. That's the only processed food he has. I think that is crazy. I think that is mental, you know. I want to enjoy my life while getting in shape. But hey, that works for him. And he also looks really fantastic. But like, I cannot expect myself to live that lifestyle. It would make me miserable. So you got to ask yourself not only what do you want to accomplish, but also, can you accomplish it, you know, by the work you're putting in? And is it even possible to accomplish it with your genetics and the way you are built? And I don't think that will like lead to you feeling depressed about your physique and you should accept average. You should be the best that you can be for your personal self. So that's the goal, to constantly improve, all right? See, what did you look like last year? What do you want to look like now? What is the work you're putting in to become a better version of yourself? So focus on your own journey, guys. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, this little experiment. Subscribe if you did, like the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.